Hello, Twitch! Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we are continuing Pokemon Gold. Last time we explored the last areas in the Johto region I desired to visit before the Pokémon League. And while we were there, we managed to capture the legendary bird Ho-Oh. Now at long last, it's time we finally take on the Pokemon League. So I've made quite a few preparations for this event. Reorganizing my inventory, buying a few more healing items, so we are pretty much set for the final battles ahead for this run. Before we go forward, I'd like to do a quick overview of the team that we have built on this adventure. We of course have our dependable starter, Kale the Meganium, whose large defensive stats and good supporting moveset has been a very good help throughout this adventure. He's been really good at taking damage when I needed it, and just being a very solid Pokemon to depend on. Next, we had Halberd, the Fearow. One of my kind of overall decent team members who's been very good whenever I needed to rely on him. Being very fast, very strong, not having too much in terms of type coverage, but still being a very reliable team member. Then of course we have Jean the Ampharos. As our signature electric type, she's been very good offensively, but having overall just great stats in general, being good on both offensive and defensive roles for this team, and being an incredible aid in many different battles. Next, we have Pompey the Magmar. A surprise encounter to be sure, but one that was very good to have. He does a lot of damage, has overall very great stats, excels in a lot of ways, and will be very helpful in the upcoming battles. Then we have Jellian the Tentacruel. It took a while for her to grow up, but when she finally reached her final form, she really fit into the team very well. She's got a lot of different offensive attacks, which mix well with her stat spread. She's very good offensively and defensively. She outspeeds a lot of Pokemon. She will be instrumental to our victory ahead. And then last but not least, we have Garnet the Rhydon. Joining us very recently, but being of an overall solid Pokemon with excellent offensive and defensive capabilities. With her Stab Earthquake as well as Horn Drill to pretty much just guarantee a kill, she is very built to be a very good team member. And with that, it is time we move forward into the final battles of this portion of the game. You'll understand what I mean soon enough. So going into this first chamber, I want to equip Jean to the front of the party. Welcome to Pokemon League, Hayden. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Will. I train all around the world, making my psychic Pokemon powerful. And at last I've been accepted into the Elite Four. I can only keep getting better. Losing is not an option. So it seems like Lorelei has retired in between games. So now we deal with Will. Will specializes in Psychic-type Pokemon, and pretty much all of his Pokemon are Dual-typed, so your main goal here is to exploit the weaknesses of his Pokemon to gain the advantage, because we got some very tricky Pokemon to deal with. Xatu is a Psychic Flying type, giving it two excellent offensive and defensive typings. It'll use Confuse Ray along with its very high speed stat in order to confuse your Pokemon so that it'll be difficult for them to try to knock out Xatu. But Jean manages to get a Thunder Punch in very nicely. Next is going to Jinx, so let's go to Pompey. Jinx can be a little tricky because while it has low HP and defense, its special attack and special defense are very good. Luckily, Pompey should be strong enough to take it out with a flamethrower. Yep, it's very good. Next we got Slowbro. We just had Gina take on an opponent, so let's go with Kale. So Slowbro is one of Slowpoke's evolutions. As a water psychic type, it's very good offensively and defensively, which Slowbro's stats complement very well. It's a hard hitter with very high physical defense. It can also use Amnesia to boost its inferior special defense. And Kale manages to take it out with a crit. Very nice. Next will be Exeggutor. We can go back to Pompey for this one. Exeggutor is one of the few grass psychic types. It is overall a very strong attacker. It's got high HP and good defenses, as well as great offensive stats, which complement its offensive capabilities very nicely. And yet Pompey still takes it out. Very nice. Pompey gets another level up. That's good. And finally, he has another Xatu. I don't understand why he doesn't use an Espeon. Would have been pretty nice, and also tricky to deal with, because Espeon is just a very good Pokemon. Along with being a pure Psychic type, it would have fit nicely on his team, and by having you rely on the usual Psychic counters instead of dealing with dual typing. But whatever. His team caps off at 42, so if you've been training as much as I did, you should have no trouble beating Will. I can't believe it! That went very well. Even though I was defeated, I don't change my course. I'll continue battling until I stand above all trainers. Now, Hayden, move on and experience the true ferocity of the Elite Four. Here on, things are gonna get tougher. So for this guy, I recommend leading with either a rock or a fire type. So let's get Pompey into the fray. Also, before going in here, I also recommend getting as many PowerPoint recovering items from your box going into here, because you may need to rely on some very strong but also low PP attacks.
I am Koga of the Elite Four. I live in shadows, a ninja. My intricate style will confound and destroy you. Confusion, sleep, poison. Prepare to be the victim of my sinister technique. Pokemon's not merely about brute force. You shall see soon enough.
So Koga got a promotion. He's no longer a gym leader, and now a member of the Elite Four. Koga specializes in poison types, but he also relies on a lot of bug Pokemon too. That's why I recommend starting off with a rock or a fire type. You'll lead with Ariados, a bug poison type, which is a pretty decent attacker overall, but still pretty weak. Next is going for Fortress. So this is a bug steel type and the final form of Pineco, a bug type that you get from headbutting trees. Because of its typing, Fortress goes down very easily to fire type attacks. The main reason you want to use Fortress is because it's built to be a wall with very high defensive stats. It's not great in attacking, but overall very good when it comes to wearing down your opponents. Next he's going for Muck, so we're going to switch over to Garnet. This will technically be like the first serious battle Garnet's been in, so this will be very nice for her. took down Muck very easily. Next is Venomoth. Let's go back to Pompeii. Venomoth is a bug poison type that learns a lot of psychic type attacks, which definitely sets it apart from other bug poison types. It's also equipped with a lot of status moves, being able to poison you with Poison Powder, confuse you with Confuse Ray. It has a lot of strategies behind it, but Pompeii was easily able to take it out. And finally, we got Crobat. Let's go to Gene here. Crobat is the final form of the Zubat family, and one of my personal favorite poison-type Pokemon. Crobat is incredibly fast and has very solid offensive and defensive stats, making it one of the best poison types you can reliably get in this game. In fact, Crobat's so good, I was considering it for the team at some point, but ultimately decided against it. Alright, just soften him up with Fire Punch. Let's go for the Thunder. That should take him out. Yeah, very good.
Ah, you've proven your worth. I subjected you to everything I could muster, but my efforts failed. I must hone my skills. Go on to the next room and put your abilities to test.
Alright, so that's 2 down, only 3 more to go. For this next guy, I recommend having either Flying or Psychic types ready. So go to Halberd. So I believe we haven't taken any damage yet. Nope, we haven't.
I am Bruno, the Elite Four. I always train to the extreme because I believe in our potential. That is how we became strong. Can you withstand the power? I see no fear in you. You look determined, perfect for battle. Ready, Hayden. You'll bow down to our overwhelming power. Hoo-ha!
Returning from the Kanto region, we got Bruno to deal with. He's leading off with Hitmontop, the balanced member of the Hitmon trifecta. Hitmontop has very balanced offensive and defensive stats, so it can be a pretty tricky opponent to deal with. Halberd easily manages to take it out. Good. Next up is kind of an oddball. We gotta deal with Onyx. It's a very fast rock ground type, but it's pretty lacking in attack power. You can easily exploit its weaknesses to grass and water attacks for an easy KO. And with that, we got some more fighting types to deal with. We'll go back to Halberd. It's time for Hitmonchan. Pretty much all of Bruno's Pokemon will be hitting hard with physical attacks. You want to make sure that you are equipped to deal with these Pokemon. He's going for his ace already. Machamp, as its name suggests, is one of the strongest fighting type Pokemon in this game. It has very high attack, and its other stats are pretty balanced too. Also has equipped with Rock Slide in order to counter your flying types. But Halberd just manages to hang in there. Alright, should be able to take Machamp out after this. One more should do it. Very good. finally we have Hitmonlee. Another pure fighting type that is a very hard hitter. Hopefully Halberd can take this thing out. There we go. 3 down, 2 to go.
Why? How could we lose? Having lost, I have no right to say anything. Go face your next challenge.
Thank you, Bruno. So this next fight is going to be a little tricky for me. I think I want to lead with Pompeii here. Because for this one, I recommend having either a fighting or a bug type ready. Unfortunately, I don't have those types on my team. This is going to be a bit tricky. Hopefully we can pull this through. I am Karen of the Elite Four. You're Hayden? How amusing. I love dark type Pokemon. I find their wild, tough image to be so appealing, and they're so strong. Think you can take them? Just try to entertain me. Let's go! Karen is specializing in the dark type, one of the 2 typings I was first introduced in Generation 2. And she'll lead off with Umbreon. This Umbreon can be a bit tricky to deal with. It is a wall, most of all. With very high defense and special defense, this Umbreon can take a lot of punishment, and it will mainly try to use status moves to impair your team. I want to set up here with Pompeii using Sunny Day to boost the power of fire attacks, so we can hopefully cut through Umbreon's defenses. Now we got Confuse Ray to deal with. I do have some berries that can mitigate this if we start having some really bad luck here. Oof. And it begins. Come on, Pompeii. Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna have to heal. Sunlight faded. Let's try again. There we go. Alright, we broke through the confusion. This flamethrower should be able to take it out. Very nice. This one will be a bit tricky. Might as well keep using this Sunny Day. Gengar, as usual, is a Ghost Poison type. Very high speed, very high special attack. This thing can be pretty deadly to deal with. It's also equipped with a lot of status moves for impairing your team, but we managed to take it out. Alright, that's pretty much enough for Pompeii for now. Let's go to Gene here to take out Murkrow. It's a pretty fast and decent dark flying type, but not one I'm too worried about. Maybe faster than Gene, but she still got the punch. Next, we got Vileplume. Yeah, might as well give Pompey another battle. Vileplume, of course, is a grass poison type with overall good stats. Also knows a lot of status moves for trying to impair your team. Pompey manages to take it out. And finally, we got Karen's Ace. We haven't seen this Pokemon in quite a while. It's Houndoom. As a dual dark fire type, it is excellent at dealing damage. With high offensive stats and speed, it is built to be a sweeper, despite its low HP and defenses. Ooh, just barely, Jellian. Ooh, that Crunch will be devastating. Yeah, Crunch is the strongest dark type move in this game, and it is pretty dang good. Sludge Bomb you for a bit of damage, and then we'll move on to Surf. Ooh, very nice damage. With that, we should be able to take out Karen. Well, aren't you good? I like that in a trainer. We did it! Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, that's only the selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers should try to win with their favorites. I like your style. You understand what's important. Go on. The champion is waiting. I highly recommend healing up here before you go any farther. Yeah, let's use our super potions. Before we go any farther, I have been saving my rare candies until this moment. And I want to use them on 2 of my Pokemon. Jillian wants to learn Screech? No thanks. That only benefits Sludge Bomb, which I don't really think you need to use all that much. So we'll use these rare candies on Jean. Before going ahead, I highly recommend putting a Pokemon that knows an electric attack in the front of your team. Let's go. Highly recommend healing up and saving before going any farther.
I've been waiting for you. Hayden, I knew that you with your skills would eventually reach me here. There's no need for words now. We will battle to determine who is the stronger of the 2 of us. As the most powerful trainer and as the Pokémon League champion, I, Lance the Dragon Master, accept your challenge.
From Elite Four member to Johto region champion, Lance is the master of dragon Pokemon, as well as dragon-looking Pokemon. Gyarados is water flying type and a very strong attacker. You'll want to take this thing out as quickly as you can with an electric attack. Very nice, Jean. Next he's going for Dragonite. Okay. I highly recommend having a Pokemon that knows ice attacks for this. Because Dragonite is dragon flying type and has one of the highest stats of any Pokemon in this game. It's definitely among the elite. We're going for Jellian here with Icy Wind to hopefully take this thing out. Alright, did very good damage. Slowed it down a bit. Alright. Dragonites, much like the Dratini and Dragonair we've seen before, do know Thunder Wave, and we'll use that to try to slow you down. Let's go for Icy Wind again. Whew, it's a good thing that missed. Alright, we took care of the first Dragonite. But Lance has more. It's going for Hyper Beam here. Hopefully Jellian can take this. Very good. Thankfully, because of Hyper Beam's effect, Dragonite will have to recharge for a turn. That'll give us plenty of time for Jellian to heal. In which case, because of Icy Wind, this Dragonite will also be much slower, and then we can outspeed it. So that's the main reason why I really like Icy Wind in this game. It's very good for setting up on these Dragonites, taking out a huge chunk of their health and then slowing them down so that you'll be fast enough to take them out the next turn. And you got a crit too. Pretty good, Jellian. And next up is another Dragonite. I mean, this is inevitable when you got only 2 dragon families in this game. This Dragonite is level 50 and is Lance's strongest Pokemon. This thing is a beast, so be careful and have your healing items ready for this guy. This Pokemon's got Outrage, the strongest Dragon-type move in the game. However, because Dragon is a special attack and is using Dragonite's less effective offensive stats, Jellian was able to take the move very well and get the KO. Ah, that's so good. So here on out, we could call Jellian away from this. Yeah, she's already done enough by taking on the Dragonites. Let's get Jean to handle these next 2. Aerodactyl is a rock-flying type Pokemon, and one of the 5 fossil Pokemon from the early games. Aerodactyl is very fast and very strong. While it's lacking in defenses, definitely makes up for that with its high speed and attacking potential. Jean's able to take it out very easily. Now we move on to the last Pokemon, Charizard. So Charizard is a fire-flying type and the final form of Charmander. This thing, much like Aerodactyl, excels in speed and attack. More specifically, special attack, but its defenses aren't really that bad. Even still, Jean was able to take it out. I may have trained a bit too high for this, but I don't know, these are still some very powerful Pokemon. I wanted to make sure my team was well equipped to take on these powerful opponents. But with that, it's over.
But it's an odd feeling. I'm not angry that I lost. In fact, I feel happy. Happy that I witnessed the rise of a great new champion.
We get a lot of money for this.
Whew, you become truly powerful, Hayden. Your Pokemon have responded to your strong and upstanding nature. As a trainer, you'll continue to grow strong with your Pokemon.
Oh no, it's all over! Professor Oak, if you weren't so slow. Ah, Hayden, it's been a long while. You certainly look more mature. Your conquest of the League is just fantastic. Your dedication, trust, and love for your Pokemon made this happen. Your Pokemon were outstanding too. Because they believed in you as a trainer, they persevered. Congratulations, Hayden. let's interview the brand new champion.
This is getting to be a bit too noisy. Hayden, could you come with me?
Oh wait, we haven't done the interview!
I love the little bit of personality they give to Mary here.
It's been a long time since I last came here. This is where we honor the League champions for all eternity. Their courageous Pokémon are also inducted. Here today, we witness the rise of a new League champion, a trainer who feels compassion for and trust in his Pokémon, a trainer who succeeded through perseverance and determination. The new League champion who has all the makings of greatness. Hayden, allow me to register you and your partners as champions.
We have come so far. Jean. Halberd. Kale. Pompey. Jellian. And Garnet. We couldn't have done this without you guys. You're getting good at this, but you have a long way to go. Man, you said it. And that is the main story of Pokemon Gold. All in all, it was a pretty good adventure. I really like the team that I built for this adventure, especially compared to with my Leaf Green team. I don't know, it felt like we had a lot of underdogs here. Now, like, I don't really see Fearow or Magmar get used a lot. Not in a lot of serious runs, so it's really cool getting to use these guys again. I just felt like the team was very balanced. While we didn't cover, like, every type in this, with this team, I mainly chalk that up to Gen 2's very poor selection of TMs. And a lot of Pokemon having very inferior movesets and whatnot. But still, it was a pretty fun adventure, and we had some pretty good battles overall. Like, we managed to blaze through a lot of the early fights very easily. Like, even Whitney, which I was scared for, we managed to handle very easily with Jean. Then we got stuck against Morty, who kind of overwhelmed us with how powerful he was. But we managed to get through that, and from then on, the battles weren't really that tough. Even Claire, while I didn't struggle with her with my first recorded attempt, the second time through, we got through Claire very easy. That kind of leads into what I feel about the Generation 2 games. It's not a very difficult generation. And even with how limited the movesets and TMs are, you can still get through this game very easily. It is not very long and not very challenging. But still, the Johto region was very fun to go through. I like revisiting this game when I get the chance. Although I much prefer Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I do think it's good to kind of look back in Gold and Silver and see the improvements they made over the original generation. Because I just feel like every generation gets better afterwards. I mean, just look at these credits. You got all the little sprites of the Pokemon dancing. It's just very charming. With that said, our adventures in the Johto region may be over for now. But we are far from done this game just yet. It's time to enter the post-game content. Okay. So with the main story of Johto done, I feel like my plan for now is to do like a couple videos of the gold post-game and then move on to some other content. Because there's still a lot of games that I want to try out and also, you know, kind of show on Twitch, like get to see my first impressions on a lot of things, and also kind of revisit stuff that I've always wanted to show on Twitch. So that'll be very fun to do. So I feel like for today, we got like an hour and a half before my usual stopping point, so we'll take this time to go through the first leg of the Pokemon Gold post-game, and then we'll see what things have in the future. Like, the rest of the week I'm very busy with work, so we're probably not going to see another stream for a while, but I would like to get started on something new. Just swing by my lab. Alright, looks like Professor Elm's got something for us. Man, we're not even Pokemon Champion for like 1 minute, and we're already getting asked to do favors.
Hayden, there you are! I called because I have something for you. See, it's an SS ticket. Now you can catch Pokemon in Kanto. The ship departs from Olivine City, but you knew that already. After all, you traveled all over with your Pokemon. Give my regards to Professor Oak in Kanto.
So yep, now that we have the SS ticket, we can finally make use of the harbor in Olivine City. And we can use this to take a ferry over to the Kanto region. Because while we managed to defeat the League, the gate leading into the Kanto region from the Victory Road entrance is still inaccessible. Great. Before we go forward, I do want to deposit some items. Because a lot of stuff we were able to do, we just haven't really actually used. Like, I barely used any of these stuff. Yeah, we barely needed to use my PowerPoint with storing items since we pretty much one-shot every Pokemon we went up against. Yeah, this should be fine for now. Also, once you beat the Pokemon League once, you are able to access the Hall of Fame anytime for your PC and just look at the stats of your Pokemon when they went into the Hall of Fame. It's a pretty nice feature.
Welcome to Fast Ship SS Aqua. Will you be boarding today? That's it. Thank you, sir.
Also, if you want, you can go back to the Pokemon League at any time to rebattle all the Elite Four and Champion. Their teams will be the same as they were before. They do not get any stronger, so you don't really have any rematches to. But it's a good place to raise up your Pokemon levels and also grind for money. In fact, it's like the best place to earn money in this game, so if you're really hurting for cash, just go to the Pokemon League. Ow.
Whoa! Excuse me, son. I was in a hurry. My granddaughter's missing. She's just a wee girl. If you see her, please let me know.
Alright, so we're gonna have to look around for this girl. There's a lot of cabins on this ship, and there's quite a few trainers here, so we're gonna be here a while.
Are you alone? Then let's battle.
So for this leg of our adventure, we're pretty much going to be seeing a lot of the same Pokemon that we previously saw in the Johto region, because Kanto and Johto share a lot of the same Pokemon. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, however, a lot of trainers in the post-game, we use Pokemon that you couldn't normally see in previous generations. You'll see a lot more Gen 3 and Gen 4 Pokemon on trainers in this part of the game, which I think is really cool. Ooh, this guy's got a golem. I never had a golem. Would have been nice.
That's too much to handle.
Maybe for you. What now, Mom? Thank you, Mom. I'll check my PC when I get back to Kanto. By the way, I'm going to Kanto. Just thought I'd let you know. Alright. Cure that poison. And it will be good to move on. So yeah, you can explore the cabins around the SS Aqua too, just to see what's going on. Pretty sure you're able to heal from one of the beds in here. Here's your cabin. If your Pokemon are hurt, take a nap in the bed. Alright, so this is the cabin. You can also access your PC at any time, which is very nice. You can use that to swap around your team if you'd like. Personally, I'm glad with the team I have, so we don't really need to. For now, let's go around and see who we can find. I'm going to Kanto to put on fire-breathing shows. I wonder if this guy uses fire Pokemon. Oh, he has coughing. I mean, it still has flammable gas, so there's that. Also, as you can see here, a lot of the trainers in the post-game suck. We're still fighting at like level 20 Pokemon at this stage in the game, after we just fought a level 50. It just, again, it adds to what I think about the Johto games being incredibly easy. Once you got like the right team, there is just very little difficulty going on. That's just something we have to deal with. Luckily, from this point on, I don't have to worry about just hammering on just gold video after gold video, because the post-game shouldn't take too long to finish. And even then, I want to get started on some other series in the interim. So we'll still be doing the gold post-game, but we will put in a few more videos in between the Pokemon Gold content. And I think that'll be very fun. Fizzle, the flame's tiny! Let me guess, this doesn't usually happen. This cabin's empty. The passengers are all trainers. They're all itching to battle in their cabins. Hey, what you got, buddy?
Hey, son, wanna battle with me?
Sir, you know that's a kid, right? It's not a Pikachu. However. Oh my god, this thing. So, Delibird. This is a Pokemon that we could have encountered in the Ice Path. However, I do not recommend getting a Delibird for anything other than Pokedex completion, because Delibird is a terrible Pokemon. Let me break it down to you like this. Delibird has awful stats. In fact, its stats are so bad, it makes Farfetch look competitive. And it's also a Pokemon with a typing that, while unique, gives it a ton of weaknesses. Adding to that, its moveset is also terrible, because you want to know the one move that Delibird learns by level up? It's called Present, a move that does variable damage much like Psywave, but sometimes, instead of damaging the opponent, it heals them. While it does learn a few other attacks through TM, it's just not worth it. I do not. Just use any other flying type in the game. Use Pidgey, use Spearow, use Doduo. And hell, there are better Ice-type Pokemon. Just don't have to waste your time with Delibird, because it's awful. Oh boy. Hang on here. Yes, I know there's a network error. Alright, sorry for breaking up there. It just looks like things were down a bit. Alright, everything's good. Where was I? Oh yeah, don't use Delibird. Hello, son. Can't find my granddaughter. If she's on the ship, that's okay. What if she fell overboard? She's an energetic child, so she may be bugging someone. I'm worried. Don't worry, we'll keep searching. Down in the lower sections of the ship... Hey, guy, could I get you to look for my buddy? He's goofing off somewhere, that lazy bum. Want to go find him, but I'm on duty right now. Alright, we'll go find him. I think we actually want to go up here to find this guy. Those cabins were bare. Let's go over here. Nope. There he is. Yeah, I'm a sailor alright. I wasn't goofing off. This cabin was vacant, so I just took a quick nap. Nah, forget it. Let's battle. It's got another sailor here. Stanley. Hello there, Machop. So as we're going through here, just want to talk about some stuff that's been going on. Let's see. Finished up some sketches about my own ideas for starter Pokemon and uploaded that to my DeviantArt. I do recommend checking out because I was quite pleased with the work that I did. Like, these were designs that I came up with a few years ago and just been very proud of the overall design and the aesthetic of these starters. In fact, it's actually very funny that I came up with them from this time because one of the Pokemon that I came up with was a grass-type monkey, specifically a Tamarin, and as it turns out, Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to be using a grass-type monkey as one of their Pokemon, although this one looks a lot more like a baboon. But still, it's very fun to think about. Just me and Game Freak having a very similar ideas for grass-type starters. Being a sailor, I have to do physical labor. It's exhausting. Speaking of which, I notice a lot of coincidences between the Sword and Shield reveals and my own personal ideas for a Pokemon region. Like, I had a few ideas for things like being able to gather ingredient-like items for a cooking mechanic to benefit your Pokemon, which seems to be a thing that they are doing in Sword and Shield from one of the demonstrations I saw. Hey, it's a juggler. We haven't seen these guys a whole lot. I also had an idea for, like, the big open overworld area that the wild area is basically being, but, like, extending that to, like, the whole region. And having, like, big open areas where you can encounter wild Pokemon in the overworld, and they have different they have different reactions to the trainer depending on the Pokemon themselves. Like, some will run away from the trainers, some will outright try to challenge you. Just a lot of cool ideas that I've seen and Game Freak actually implementing. And that's enough to get me excited for Sword and Shield. They're doing all these things I've been secretly longing for in a Pokemon game, and they are actually doing it. Like, I know the game still has a lot of people detracting it for a bunch of stuff, but I have no problem with what they're doing right now. Still really excited to see what they do with these games. And I'm still excited to learn more about the roster. So it'll be cool to see like all the evolutions and pre-evolutions of the Pokemon they've already revealed. I still have my theory that Corviknight is the fully evolved form of whatever the Galar region's version of Pidgey is. So that'll be very cool to see. Again, just very excited to see all the new Pokemon they're gonna add. It's gonna be so fun! Can't wait to see what Wooloo evolves into, because I know a lot of people have been wanting it to be like the Baneri of this generation, where its evolution is something that's very, let's just say, popular among certain communities. But I've seen some pretty neat interpretations of what Wooloo's evolution could be like. One in particular I thought was very cool was like based on the sayings like pulling the wool over your eyes or a wolf in sheep's clothing, where Wooloo evolves into a very lupine or werewolf-like Pokemon, one that just happens to be wearing the hide of a sheep. I don't know, that's a really cool idea to me. I actually thought of that idea myself before actually seeing fan art by someone else about that. I just think it's a really cool idea. I'm not sure if that's what Game Freak is actually going to do. But I don't know, if a cute Pokemon like Rockruff can evolve into a werewolf, who knows? I'm so bored. Want a battle? Sure. Hello there, Deborah. Agility. Halberd, you're already a very fast Pokemon. You don't need this move. There we go. No, you're too strong. Thanks, I guess. Hang on, something down here? Nope. Alright, and over here should be the captain's cabin.
Captain, play with me, please. I'm bored. I want to play more. Hi, will you play with me? Oh, Grandpa's worried about me? I have to go. I have to go find Grandpa. Grandpa, here I am. I was playing with the captain and this guy.
Hayden, was it? I heard you entertained my granddaughter. I want to thank you for that. I know I'd like you to have this.
So this man will give you the metal coat for finding his granddaughter. It's an item that boosts the power of the user's steel-type attacks, so it's like the steel version of the Miracle Seed and the Mystic Water. However, it has another effect that is very good for Pokédex completion and overall team building. If you give the metal coat to Onyx and Cypher and then trade them, they will evolve into Steelix and Scizor, gaining the steel typing and just being, in general, very good Pokemon. Like, I really love Steelix and Scizor, they're good. Hello, Biggest Chungus. Welcome to the stream. Fast ship SS Aqua has arrived in Vermilion City. Sorry, you can't board now. So it looks like we're stuck here for now. You came from Johto. I heard many rare Pokemon live over there. Yeah, Johto's quite a nice place. The fast ship sails on Wednesdays and Sundays every week. So from now on, if you want to return to Johto, you need to do so on Wednesdays, and yeah, it's kind of annoying. But we're back in very familiar territory. Skilled trainers gather in Kanto. Gym leaders are especially strong. They won't be easy to defeat. I doubt that. Oh, hello there, Snorlax. Yep, this guy is once again blocking the road. We cannot get past there until much later. So Vermilion City's changed a little bit since the last time we were here back in Leaf Green. The item selection of the Mart is much different. We can buy Ultra Balls here whenever we want. We can also get Hyper Potions. It's very good. Hello there. Over many years, Diglett dug a large tunnel. That tunnel goes to a distant town. Fascinating, we may need to go there later. There are 8 gyms in Kanto. That big building is Vermilion's Pokemon gym. Fascinating, we may need to go there soon. Do you know about the Magnet Train? It's a railway that goes to Goldenrod in Johto. I want to go to Saffron to see the Magnet Train. So apparently we can take the train in Saffron City. We'll remember that for later. I love the way Clefairy wiggles its finger when it's trying to use Metronome. It's so adorable. It's a Clefairy, huh? Oh, right. It's a Clefairy Pokédoll. You'll want to remember that for later. I'm the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. I've raised over 150 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon. Did you visit just to hear about my Pokemon? Sure thing, buddy. So, my favorite Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart, and barely plus amazing on your face. Oh, too much, wow, beautiful, kindly loving, hugging with a sleeping mom, and cuddly old spectacular ravishing, simply divine. Look at the time. I've kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. Want you to have this. You get a rare candy for talking to this guy. Was it really worth it, though? We'll save that for later. Could be helpful. Yeah. Examine this radish, we can see it's actually a bay leaf. The leaf on its head is so cute. Yeah, whatever you say. Our chairman's very vocal when it comes to Pokemon. I know. I've experienced it twice now. So let's head up here. Vermilion Port's Kanto's Seaside Gateway. Luxury liners from around the world dock here. Yeah, we used to visit one of them back in Leaf Green. Wonder where that ship is now. Oh, you have some badges I've never seen before. Oh, I get it. You got them in Johto. The fast ship is a great place to meet and battle trainers. A sleeping Pokemon's lying in front of Diglett's cave. It's a fantastic opportunity to get it, but how do you wake it up? We'll probably find out later. Hello there. I'm the fishing guru, the elder of the fishing bros. Do you happen to know Fisherman Wilton? He fishes on Route 44. He came through for an amazing tip on the phone. Thanks to him, I caught a whole lot of a rare Pokemon. What a day it was. So that is your hint. And to get Wilton's phone number so he can tell you about swarms of Remoraid. What is it, Anthony? A friend just told me this. He saw a lot of Dunsparce in Dark Cave. Yep, so that's why you want to register Anthony Hiker. Well, Hiker, who is known as the hiker formerly known as Anthony. You want him registered in your phone so he can tell you when Dunsparce are swarming in the dark cave. Hey, I haven't seen you in 3 years. My Pokemon's preparing the land for construction, but I've no money to start the project. Well, sucks to be you. Still got his Machop working here. Took him 3 years, but he's still not making any progress. So there's not much else we can see in Vermilion City, except for the Pokemon Gym. If we go in here, we can see it's actually active. Yo, Champ and Macon, you lucked out this time. Lieutenant Surge is very cautious. He has traps set all over the gym, but the traps aren't active right now. You'll have no problem getting to Lieutenant Surge. Yep, we are able to challenge all of the gyms in the Kanto region. And this is just a really cool thing. Also, the music is much different than it was before. Like, we got this remix of the classic trainer battle theme from Red and Blue. It's pretty nice. If we go into the grass, we can also see that the wild Pokemon theme is also very different. But at this point, I have really no reason to get any more wild Pokemon. So we're not going to be seeing that, hearing that tune too much. So kind of my plan with the gold streams from here on out is I'm going to try to show off every trainer battle I can in the Kanto region. However, not a lot of areas in this game have trainers in them. Like, a lot of the dungeons don't have trainers in them, but they do have items and Pokemon. But in all honesty, I don't see those areas being too interesting, because all we're dealing with is wild encounters, and it's going to be pretty monotonous going through those areas. So my main plan is just to show off the trainer battles, show off the gyms, and maybe go to the dungeons whenever I can, but ultimately I'm just gonna quickly sweep through certain areas and get into the main meat of the adventure, which is taking on the 8 gyms. And depending on how you've raised your team at this point, the Kanto gyms will either be a decent challenge or a total curb stomp. Though, given how much I've trained my team, we'll just see how much of a curb stomp that truly is. And again, I didn't originally get this far in the original Gold. Because I was stuck in Ice Path and couldn't get past the sliding floors, I was never able to beat this game as a kid. It was only when I got Heart Gold that I was finally able to clear this game and get to see all the stuff beyond. And I only actually revisited Pokemon Gold a few years ago when it was re-released for the Nintendo 3DS's eShop, which I'm very glad for, considering everything. I do like revisiting this game, but I don't know, still a lot of the features in it are just very basic compared to what we have in the future, especially in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which added just so much, it makes these older games feel very obsolete. This guy's got a Flaffy. Takes care of that. And now we defeated Gregory. Sorry I failed you, Lieutenant Surge, sir.
Hello, sir. Lieutenant Surge recognized my potential with electric Pokemon. Think you can beat me? Maybe. But hey, who's counting? Damn, that's a cool sprite. Guitarist Vincent. It's got Magnemites. So probably want to switch out for this guy. Let's go to Garnet. Because, just as a heads up, we are going to wreck this gym with Garnet. As long as you have a ground-type Pokemon, you should not have any trouble with the Vermilion Gym. It's got another Magnemite. Got Voltorb here. And finally, another Magnemite. Ooh, how shocking! Alright, with all trainers beaten, we can go challenge the gym leader now. But let's go heal up at the center first, because we want Garnet to have a full PP for Earthquake. That's the whole reason I taught her the move in the first place, just to totally wreck electric types. It's what Ruby would have wanted if she was still in the team. Based on other, just going back to some other stuff that's been going on lately. So I went and got my photo card and health card renewed. Yeah. Just something I had to do, because one of them was expired and one of them was going to expire very soon, so it's good to get that taken care of. So I'll be getting my new cards in a couple weeks, and that'll be very good for me. Especially because I don't have a driver's license currently. I do plan to get one eventually.
Hey, little boy, I have to hand it to you. May not be very smart to challenge me, but it takes guts. When it comes to electric Pokemon, I'm #1. I've never lost on the battlefield.
Except to that one guy 3 years ago. No, he used a Sand Slash. I remember seeing that on TV.
I'll zap you just like I did my enemies in war.
So this is Lieutenant Surge, the Electric-type Master of the Kanto region. He's leading off with Raichu. If you've seen the anime, you know that this thing is a powerhouse. Quick Attack, you didn't have that in the anime. Raichu, as usual, is a very fast and very strong electric type, but goes down to an Earthquake. Yeah, spoiler alert, all of Lieutenant Surge's Pokemon are just really weak to ground. If only there was some electric flying Pokemon available for him. He's got Electrode, which is also very fast, and a decent special attacker. But it's not enough to deal with Garnet, as it goes down. Alright, level 47 on her. She's gonna get so many levels here. Next, we got Magneton. A very strong special attacker and a great physical wall.
thanks to its excellent typing and defense. But it's not enough to protect it from an earthquake. Next up, we got Electabuzz, an all-around great electric type with great stats all across the board. But unfortunately, it's not enough to stand up to Garnet. Again, even in the early generations, even the bosses have very little in terms of counters for the types they're weak against. They do a lot better at that in other generations when the Pokemon's movesets are just so diverse. But for here, no, they're not very widespread. So you're not going to see a whole lot of counters on their movesets. And with that, we defeated our first Kanto gym leader very easily.
Ugh, you're strong. Okay, boy, you get Thunder Badge.
Usually the very first badge you get in the Kanto region in this game is going to be the Thunder Badge.
Thunder Badge increases Pokemon's speed. Consider it proof you defeated me. You wear it proudly here.
So the fun thing about Kanto is that it's actually pretty open world here. You can pretty much visit the gyms in whatever order you want. And take on the routes and challenges whenever you want, which is a very cool way to handle post-game content like this. If only it was actually, challenging. Usually my preferred way of going through the Heart Gold and Soul Silver post-game is I like to do the gyms in the exact same order that I usually do them in Fire Red and Leaf Green. So starting at the Pewter Gym and working my way up from there. But I don't know, since things aren't really all that challenging in this version, I just take them in whatever order I please. So I'll start off with Surge and then move on to whatever the next city is, which is very close by. Now that everyone's healed up, let's head north. So we can't go the other way because of Snorlax blocking the road. We can still go over here. I forgot there were no trainers in this version of the game. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they do populate this route with trainers, but it's very bare here. All there is grass, which you use to catch Pokemon, but I have no need to catch Pokemon at this stage of the game. The road's closed until the problem with the power plant is solved, so we can't go through there yet. But we can go in here. Welcome to Saffron City, home of the Magnet Train. That's what I normally say, but the Magnet Train isn't running now. It's not getting any electricity because there's something wrong with the power plant. So we're getting a lot of hints to visit the Kanto power plant. That's definitely something you want to keep in mind. Came out from Johto, you can zip back home when the Magnet Train's running. Again, we keep hearing about the Magnet Train. I got it. You wanted this. TM29, one of the best TMs you can get in the series. It is Psychic, a very strong Psychic type attack with a chance of lowering the opponent's special defense. You will definitely want to teach this to your team, or catch a Pokemon that can learn this move. It is phenomenal. And for some reason, Magmar's the only Pokemon on my team that can learn this attack. Seeing as how really not a whole lot of guys on my team are going to be learning Psychic attacks, I'm pretty sure Pompey's the only one that can. Yeah, and I haven't used Smog in so long, might as well give this to him. It's a very strong attack, very good against fighting and poison type Pokemon. I can't recommend this anymore, it is fantastic. So get rid of Smog, and teach Pompey how to use his third eye. stats looking good. It's got 2 very good attacks now. Ah, man. And just think, I was not originally planning on using a Magmar for this team. Oh, how times have changed. So go in here. Silphco's head office and the Magnet Train station, they're the places to see in Saffron.
There's a huge power plant north of Lavender Town.
I just happened to come through Rock Tunnel. There was some commotion at the power plant. Again, we keep hearing all this information about the power plant, which is pretty much your hint to go there and see what's up. So, while the Kanto region is pretty much open world, it's still directing you on a set path.
This is Silphco, famous for Pokemon merchandise. In the past, Team Rocket wanted the company because of that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was so boring taking out all the Team Rocket grunts.
Welcome, this is Silphco's head office building.
Only employees are permitted to go upstairs. Since you came such a long way, have this neat little souvenir. So this is the upgrade. If you're able to transfer a Porygon from the Generation 1 games up to Gold and Silver and Crystal and give it an upgrade to hold and then trade it, you can evolve it into Porygon 2, which is, all in all, a great special attacker and a great tank. It's very good. There's a place called Trainer House in Viridian, where trainers gather from all over the place. We might want to check that out later. Hello there. I heard there's big trouble brewing at the power plant. Oh, this bagel. Welcome, how may I help you? So we see there's a lot of good items in Saffron too. I don't really need to buy anything though.
There's a big radio tower in Lavender.
Apparently Lavender is now going into radio. Could you show me how sometime? Sure, I think I can give you a few pointers. Here's a tip. Don't use Delibird. I will hammer it in until you learn. I went to the gym preparing for battles against trainers. Turns out, I stumbled into the unused gym next door. Boy, I was pretty embarrassed. So we go in here, we see that the old gym is pretty much abandoned. Hello, Karate King, the Fighting Dojo's master, is in a cave in Johto for training. We actually met that guy last time. If we go up here, you can find a focus band. This is a interesting item. If you have your Pokemon hold it, it has a chance of triggering Endure status when your Pokemon is hit with a move that would KO it, and make it so your Pokemon hangs on with 1 HP. However, it's kind of an unreliable item since I think it only has like a 10% chance of actually working, so I tend to not use it.
The Magnet Train's a super modern rail liner that uses electricity and magnets to attain incredible speed. However, if there isn't any electricity...
I'm sorry, but the Magnet Train isn't operating now. So we can't go on the train because of the power issues.
A little girl who's an expert at mimicking people lives here. She even mimics the people she's conversing with. It's confusing.
I remember her. It was very paradoxical. Going into an alley for the first time makes me sort of anxious. My daughter likes to mimic people. Her mimicries earned her the nickname Copycat around here.
My daughter's so self-centered, she only has a few friends. Hi, do you like Pokemon? No, I just asked you. Huh? You're strange. Quit mimicking? Well, that's my favorite hobby.
What is it, Wilton? How are your Pokemon doing? My Goldine's really energetic. I almost caught Tangela the other day. Oh, so close too. Why were you fishing for Tangela?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?
Fascinating. Yeah, Copycat's kind of an interesting NPC that is ever present throughout the Kanto games. We're also gonna have to visit her for a side quest later on, but for now we got some other business to take care of in Saffron City. Because the fighting gym may not have been open, but there's still another gym we can go here. That's right, time to take on the Saffron Gym. A trainer as skilled as you doesn't need to be told how to deal with Psychic-type Pokemon, right? I expect great things from you. Good luck. This gym could probably be tricky, even with how low the Pokemon levels are in this game. So we're gonna deal with Medium Rebecca here. And we're gonna be dealing with a lot of Psychic-type Pokemon in this gym, which should be interesting since we don't have a solid counter for Psychic types. It's always been a typing I've been able to deal with throughout this challenge, but it's not something we've been able to, like, really handle. Hypno here is the final form of Drowsy. It's overall a pretty good Psychic type with very high special defense and a pretty good attack and special attack all around. It also learns a ton of different moves, especially if you give it the elemental punches that you can get in Goldenrod City. So if you do that, Hypno is a very good Pokemon to add to your team. In fact, I called it like one of the best in terms of utility in the Johto games. What is the source of your power? Push-ups, sit-ups, and plenty of juice. Speaking of which, I'm all out of OJ. Alright, before I continue, I'm gonna quickly go get some more juice. Just hang on. Alright, I'm back. I think my usual strategy for going through the Saffron Gym doesn't quite work in this game. But we'll just see. We got Psychic Franklin here, who unfortunately is not a turtle. We've seen Kadabra before. They are very strong and very fast Psychic types. It's also a Pokemon I recommend giving the elemental punches to. It makes good use of them. Your soul's more power than mine. Yeah, unfortunate, huh? You made your soul stronger, not just your abilities. Abilities aren't in this game. They don't get introduced until Ruby and Sapphire. Hello. Ooh, I see it clearly. I can see into your soul. Yeah, try not to look too deep in there. That might be unfortunate. Oh, looks like she already did based on that sprite. Alright, we got a Slowpoke here, but Pompey should have no trouble against this thing. What's this about type disadvantage? Very good, Pompey. Next we got Slowbro. Okay, we can switch out for that one. Ooh, you hung in there. Which makes sense. Slowbro is a very physical defense Pokemon. But we managed to take it out. Though I read you, I still lost. That's right, Granny. Well, looks like my strategy does work. Yeah, for those that don't know, just go in a clockwise pattern using the teleporters, and you'll get straight to Sabrina every time. With that said, let's heal up quickly. We did take a bit of damage. Yep, that should do it. So we're probably under-leveled for this, but let's go for it. I knew you were coming. 3 years ago, I had a vision of your arrival. You're after my badge. I don't enjoy battling, but it's my duty as a leader to confer badges on anyone who has proven him or herself worthy. Since you wish it, I'll show you my psychic powers. That line doesn't make too much sense in this version of the game, since you can only play as a girl in Crystal version. But whatever, it's time to fight the ESP Master, Sabrina. She's leading off with Espeon, a very fast and very strong psychic type. Depending on what this thing has in its moveset, it could be a very devastating opponent. Because I love Espeon. It's easily one of the strongest EV evolutions. Managed to burn it, so I'll do a bit of damage there. Come on. Yep, it's got Psychic. That's what I was worried about. Yeah, see, that did a ton of damage. Hopefully we can do one more. There we go. And we managed to take out Espeon. With Pompey's accuracy hampered, I probably want to switch out here. Yep, going for Mr. Mime. That thing has low HP and defense. Let's go with Halberd. Mr. Mime specializes mainly in special attack, special defense, and being able to set up with a lot of different status and support moves. Who was able to just barely hang in there? Come on, Halberd, take the Psychic. Very good. Again, Sabrina's actually pretty tricky because there aren't a whole lot of counters to Psychic types. And finally, we got Alakazam, the final form of the Abra family. Alakazam is one of the fastest and strongest Psychic types you could ever get. It's just crazy how powerful this Pokemon is. If you're able to evolve your Kadabra by trade, I highly recommend it. Ooh, actually took out Halberd. Good for you. Pompey's already taken some damage. Let's go to Kale. He's pretty bulky. He can take what this Alakazam can dish out. Let's go for Body Slam, actually. You know what I should have done was set up with Light Screen. That would have been good. Hopefully Body Slam's able to do enough, because Alakazam does have lower physical defense than special. Alright, he's going for Recover now. much like Ho-Oh, but unlike Ho-Oh, I'm not trying to keep Alakazam alive. Yes, we got the paralysis. That should hopefully give us the win here. Yep. Luckily, Sabrina only uses free Pokemon this fight. Your power, it far exceeds what I foresaw. Maybe it isn't possible to fully predict what the future holds. Okay, you win. You earned yourself Marsh Badge. Trust me, I know enough about changing the future from Xenoblade. Although I failed to accurately predict your power, this much I know to be true. You'll become a celebrated and beloved champion. Aw, thank you, Sabby. Alright, so with that taken care of, let's move around the team a bit. Let's put Halberd in front here. Move Garnet over here. Alright, we're good. Alright, and same strategy applies here. If you want to quickly get out of this gym, just take the teleporters in counterclockwise order, and you'll be good. So with that, we cleared everything we can do in Saffron City. Again, we're just blowing through these Kanto areas very quickly. It's a lot faster than in Fire Red and Leaf Green. So we've heard from a lot of people about the power plant and how it's going through a crisis right now. So why don't we head on over to the power plant and see what's up. So when I get there, we want to go north over to Cerulean City and then cut through there to get to the power plant. It's got about half an hour before we end things. It'd be good. I was gonna try and get like the next game that I'm planning to. Okay, where is the... Alright, there's the gate. Sorry. It's over here on route, I want to say 5. And there should be something if we go into here. Yeah! I sense a sinister shadow hovering over you. Take this to ward it off. So we get a cleanse tag from this woman. You were in mortal danger, but you're protected now. I disagree. I disagree. My grandma's into warding off what she believes to be evil spirits. I'm sorry she startled you. It's okay. I'm glad she gave me that item because it was clear that something was going on. It made a bunch of numbers appear like that one assist trophy in Smash Ultimate. So we're back in Cerulean City. And much like Happy Happy Village, it is looking very blue. The magnet train travels all at over 340 miles per hour, goes between Kanto and Johto in almost no time at all. Really makes Johto accessible. Again, I wouldn't know. Route 9 stretches to the east. The power plant is at the end. We've been hearing so much about this power plant, and we're finally going to get a chance to go there. Let's deposit some items we don't need right quick, because we got quite a few recently. Let's deposit our rare candy. Deposit the metal coat since we don't have any steel attacks. Put away the upgrade, the focus band, and cleanse tag. Alright, team's all healed up, so let's go. Oh, hello, Nighttime. My Slowbro and I make an awesome combination.
Slowbro, show me your confusion!
Yeah? Yeah?
That actually is continuing the storyline with that particular girl from Fire Red and Leaf Green, who is training her Slowbro but not having much luck. Now it seems like she's finally getting through to it. I'm a huge fan of Cerulean Jim's Misty. I mean, she is one of the best characters in the anime. You'll run into many trainers on the way to Cerulean's Cape. They want to see how they stack up against other trainers. Let's go over the items here right quick. Yep, you can get quite a few Pokeballs, but looks like you cannot get Hyper Potions here. Kinda weird. As we saw in so many other Pokemon marts. It's locked. There's a notice here. The bike shops moved to Goldenrod City in Johto. Yep, so that's what happened to the bicycle shop. It's no longer running in this city.
My husband lives happily with Pokemon he got through trades.
I'm so happy.
Good for you, man. Are you collecting Kanto gym badges? Maybe. I did get 2. There used to be a cave here that had horribly powerful Pokemon in it. Huh? My item finder's responding. You'll want to remember this for later. So we could go north here, but the story keeps pushing us over to the east. Let's just visit here right quick. There's another familiar face.
We were held up by robbers before.
I heard that some shady character's skulking around. I won't stand for it if he turns out to be a thief. See, I kind of see that a lot of story events from Fire Red and Leaf Green are repeated in this game, which I find really awesome. It just really makes the whole events happening in 3 years thing just really click in there. Kale, cut down this tree.
People shouldn't leave any litter behind.
Yeah, I know, but it just seems like our world's in a downward spiral when it comes to cleaning the environment. Hello there, Nidorina. You're looking a little unevolved there for this point in the game. So they're going through this route because it has a lot of trainers in it. I don't know, want to talk about some other stuff that's been going on. Because I've been getting more into Jurassic Park Evolution. It's a pretty cool game. And I've also been thinking about some stuff that I would like to try in the future. Because I've been kind of wanting to pick up one of the RPG makers that they have on Steam. Because I remember playing around with one of them many years ago when I was younger, and I know it's a really cool system. It says, adorable doll, buy with your money. Ah, thanks, Mom. I'll fly over there as soon as I can. Oh, wait, I can't. And I don't know, getting to play around with the RPG Maker tools was a very fun experience for me when I was younger. Because for the longest time I wanted to get into game design, but I wasn't good with the whole, programming stuff. I mainly just like to create and write characters. It's kind of my thing, and why I seem to have branched out a lot more into art and doing comics and stuff. So, well, no, with the tools they have in the RPG Maker, it definitely seems like it'd be a fun experience for me to get to do now. And hey, I had a lot of fun with Super Mario Maker when it was out for the Wii U, so who knows. It's definitely something I'm considering trying. Maybe I'll even get to show off some of my stuff I'm working on Twitch. I don't know. Ooh, we got Poliwrath here. Haven't seen this guy since, I think, the Cianwood Gym. Nice to see you again, Poliwrath. I was just pointing it out. Nothing really exciting here. At least we're getting to hear that sweet Kanto Wild Battle remix. It's pretty nice. I like the composition of the remixes. Like, even got to hear a bit of the Gym Leader battle theme. But again, my main problem here is that even the wild Pokemon are incredibly low leveled. I can't explore Rock Tunnel. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Good freaking luck with that. Got Dean here, who has a Golduck. We'll have Halberd, peck you. Alright, Halberd's level 48. It's got a Sand Slash. Let's go for Kale. Very nice. We dealt with Dean. Whoa, danger, man! Stranger danger. I'll tell you a secret, but first, we battle. The secret had better not be that you suck at battling. Oh, hello, Doug Trio. I took care of that guy. And got an Onyx. Ha, so apparently the secret was that this guy sucks at battling. It's called type diversity, man. Look it up. Oh, dang, I lost that. The power plant's across a small river. So yep, we're gonna need Surf in order to get there. There's nothing over there that I really need. Hello, sir. She'll be coming around Mount Silver when she comes. Mount Silver's in Johto, right? I don't know, I've never been there. I've been all over Johto. Hello there, Tim. So apparently we're fighting Nintendo Capri's son. I mean, honestly, he's got the physique for it. Not that I'm, like, dissing Tim about that or anything. He's a pretty great guy from what I've seen. And we got a level up for Kale. Very nice. Another Graveler. And another Graveler. I took you down.
I was too busy singing.
Yep. So sorry to interrupt your aria, sir, but I've got places to be. Huh, the team's almost equal in levels again. That's nice.
Battles are about concentration.
Did you say condensation? Nah, I'm just messing with ya. Have you ever been to a picnic? They're so much fun. Ugh, I haven't in so many years. Hello there, Heidi. Oh, you gotta skip, Loom. How cute. But also unfortunate.
Because Garnet's gonna crush you.
Crush you like the smiling little flower you are. Seriously, you don't even have a jump bluff at this point? You deserve this, honestly. Good work, Garnet. And that we defeated Heidi. Oh! We bake lots of goodies to share them all around. They're delicious. I'm sure they are. I really do like freshly baked goods instead of the stuff you get that's store-bought and those packages. Just, I don't know, something about eating freshly baked goods just so appealing. When you go outside, you can see the roof of a big building. That's the power plant. Yeah, we're finally almost there. Heal me up, nurse. So, in case you don't know, we got the SGDQ going on right now. They've been going on for a few days now, and I know, may catch a little more of that once I'm done with this stream. So last time I saw they were playing Crystal, fittingly enough. So in here is the Rock Tunnel. It's an area that requires Flash to go through, but there aren't any trainers in there, just Pokemon and items that you may want to get. Again, items really aren't that big of a deal for me. There's really nothing in there that I really need. And also, I don't really need to catch any wild Pokemon, so there's no reason for me to go there in this series. But over here we got the area just outside of the power plant. Man, this Quagsire's so low level, go away. For the record, this is the area where you can find wild Electabuzz. So this is where you can finally catch them and add them to your team. Very good.
A thief broke into the power plant. What is the world coming to?
This power plant's been abandoned in the past. We got it back up and running to provide power to the magnet train. Good for you. Someone made off with a part that's essential for the generator. Without it, the new generator's useless. The magnet train consumes a lot of electricity. Can't move if the new generator isn't operating. I kind of like what they have here with how they refurbished and fixed up the old abandoned power plant and got it working again. Power plant's manager's up ahead, but since someone wrecked the generator, he's been both sad and furious. Oh boy, I hate to get on his bad side.
I'm ready to blast someone! Who would dare ruin my generator? Spent so much time on it! If I catch him, he's gonna get a taste of my Zap Cannon!
Well, there's not much we can help you there, buddy. I just got word from Cerulean. Appears that a shady character's been loitering around. Could I ask for your cooperation? I guess I might as well help. So there's someone messing things up over in Cerulean. By the way, you can use a flying Pokemon to fly to any towns that you visited in the Kanto region, as well as the Indigo Plateau. So feel free to use that if you must. However, bear in mind that getting into Johto is not going to be very easy. At least for the time being. So we haven't been into the Cerulean Gym yet. Let's go to... What?
Oops, I so sorry. You not hurt, okay? I very busy. No time for talking with you. Not good for me if seen by somebody. Oh no, you see me already. I make big mistake. Hey, you forget you see me, okay? You see, here, no nothing, okay? Bye, kid, nothing. Bye-bye a go-go.
That was the weirdest interaction I've ever had with a Team Rocket member. So what you want to do is examine the water in this spot, and we get the machine part that was taken from the power plant generator. But we still have that Team Rocket guy to deal with. And we can find him just over here. If we go up this bridge...
Hey kid, me am a Team Rocket member kinda guy. Come from another country, a trainer number 1, me. Think I did, if stop the energy, big panic for here people. Secret it is my mission, so tell you I not. But, if when you do versus me, a man I be, and mine secret to you I tell. Hey kid, battle begin we do!
I love the way this guy talks. It really makes him sound like a foreign person. Also, savor this moment while you can, because this is the last time we will ever get to hear the amazing Team Rocket battle theme. Savor it.
No, believe it, I can't! Strong very much be you! Match I'm not to you! Okay, tell you mine secret will I. Machine part, steal by me. Hide it I did, in Gym of the Cerulean. Inside water, put it I did. Look for in water, center of gym at. Boy, but you forget me not. Beat you for sure will Team Rocket. Come from Johto, will they? Mine friends, yes. Will revenge they are. You say what? Team Rocket bye-bye a go-go? Broken it says you? Oh no, should I do what now one for me?
And he leaves. So this character actually does make a return in Black and White. In that game, there is a certain house you can reach. And if you go there, you find that this guy... The region that he originally came from was Unova, and he goes back there in order to try to rebuild Team Rocket. However, instead he ends up settling down and starts a family, and I think that's just a cute little story arc they had going for him. It's very adorable. Meanwhile, now that we got that machine part, let's head on over back to the power plant. Given how much time we have left, this will probably be the very last thing we do for this stream. Alright, we don't need to go over here. Alright. Looked like things were getting a bit choppy there. Hello there, Sea King.
let's test out our new Psychic.
As you can see, the animation for this move is crazy. Man, I don't know what they were thinking with this attack. It's fun, because the last time I used gold, I used an Espeon on my team, and so I would, like, see that attack animation every time I had to use it, and it was just so disorienting.
Ugh.
Ah, yeah! That's the missing part from my beloved generator! You found it! Haha, thanks! Here, take this TM as a reward. So we get TM7 from this guy. TM7 is Zap Cannon. It is one of the strongest electric type attacks you can get in the game, and it has a 100% chance of inflicting paralysis on the target if it hits. The downside is that it has a 50% chance of missing, making it, on average, just a very unreliable attack. If you want electric type damage, you could easily go for either Thunderbolt or Thunder Punch, or even Thunder, which has much better power and accuracy than Zap Cannon. That's just my opinion. I don't really like this attack. But with that said, we're pretty much done with everything for now. Managed to get a lot of progress done, and I should have kept that cleanse tag. Ugh. Okay, the demons went away. The demons are gone. They can't hurt me. Okay. Alright. So I think that is going to call it for tonight. So next time when we get around to Pokemon Gold, we'll be taking on the rest of the stuff we can do around Cerulean City. And then we're going to make our way to whatever other areas we can in the Kanto region. Until next time, have a good day and take care.